Um, Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast, Everything, Anything, and Tea, where I talk about anything and everything and drink tea, basically. Right now, I have a matcha tea latte. I am low key addicted to this stuff. I spent about $13 on a container of premium matcha. Best decision so far. It's really, really good. You should really try it out. My family, I guess my mom likes it, but my family is not a big fan of it. It has like a specific taste, and you gotta really get used to it. But as soon as I tried it, I thought it was the most delicious thing in the world. So, matcha is definitely my favorite flavor. If you know me and I'm sad, just give me a tube of premium matcha powder. I would be so happy. Okay, something very different from my introduction, the audio. I am using I don't know how much this was, but I'm using this microphone and I am so excited because it actually sounds like a podcast, I think, maybe, hopefully. Yeah, that's exciting. It's actually a podcast. Woohoo. Wow. Alrighty then. Anyways, this episode is going to be a little bit, how do I explain it? It's going to be a lot. I'm going to be talking about multiple things today, ranging from COVID, how COVID affected me personally, how motivation struck and how it completely depleted, what motivation is, and the timeline of my life right now from 7th grade to now. And I basically am going to speak on the craziness that's happened and how it changed us teens. I went to a program yesterday, a few days ago. I don't really remember when. It wasn't yesterday. I just said that. I went to a program and the leader was basically like, he's so happy for us kids now, teenagers from say 13 and up, all the way to college students, because this quarantine basically took away 2 years of our lives, took away 2 years of our maturity. We were stuck home, majority of us were stuck home, and we missed out that chance of socialization and that chance of change, because you get people, they get more, what do you call it? Mature around social areas. Not being in school for 2 years, like, especially for high school students, missing out on the first 2 years of high school. I just don't know. They have to come back in 11th grade. 11th grade. Wow, that is insane. Coming back in 11th grade and being expected to know what you're doing. You have never experienced high school before, but you're just pushed in this area. College students. My sister, she was supposed to be in a dorm 2020 that year. Starting in August, she was supposed to be a dorm freshman in college. Of course, that didn't happen. So she had to spend it at the house. She went back and basically just tried to do everything that she should have done. She should have been able to do last year. Wasn't a good idea. I know a few people too. I go to an online school, so I guess the Zoom school from 8th grade. I guess that helped my transition personally. But I know people who go to real high school, like their experience going back was difficult because they had to adjust to this new area. Um, the transition for me was going from 8th grade to high school, and so the classmates that I was friends with in my old school, like they said that it was such a change and everybody was trying to adapt as best as they could. But because COVID took away, like my group member said, 2 years of our lives, 2 years of our maturity, we just don't know how to function as well as like we did. It's just so sad. It really is. It's a sad um, topic, but I am so proud of all the graduates, people who are moving on to great things, people moving on to different grades, different environments, because we are trying our best as teens and college students, and just so proud of us as a whole, genuinely, because COVID, I can go on and on and on and on and on about COVID. We're not going to, though, but of course, I congratulate everybody for getting through it. It's still here. COVID is still a thing, but getting through the quarantine, I am so glad. Whew, shivers. Oh my god. Heavy, 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 heavy topic. But quarantine itself. Okay, it started off. I think this was a universal thing. Maybe just for United States or for Georgia. I gotta check back on it. But for Atlanta Public Schools, I can speak for that. They said 2 weeks. It was, I think, May or April. It was April. They said, we're gonna send all the students home for 2 weeks to quarantine for COVID. That turned into the whole year. And that was so sad because that day, the last day of school, we didn't know it was the last day of school, I got into a big fight with one of my friends. I was like, ugh, whatever, I'll sit here in 2 weeks. Never saw her again. I have yet to see her. It's been 2 years. 2 weeks turned into 2 years. Oof. That was just hilarious to me. I remember I was sitting, eating, I don't know what I was eating, probably some soup. And my mom was like, the school just called. They said that school is canceled. Next year's probably going to be Zoom. And that's what happened. For me and for a lot of people across the United States, school ended up being on Zoom. And then the second semester, they were able to bring people in. They had to wear a mask. They couldn't eat in the cafeteria. Jeez. That is a lot on us kids. And I keep on thinking about my baby cousins who couldn't experience pre-K, couldn't experience kindergarten, because I know kindergarten was the best year of my life. But they couldn't experience it. Quarantine babies. My youngest cousin, like, when he was like a newborn, all he saw was people with masks. He just saw his immediate family, really. But of course, he's better now. He sees a lot of people without masks. But just that effect is so large and just so prominent on us. We're adapting. We're trying to adapt. I just try to imagine like what I personally would be like if COVID never happened, if this quarantine never took place. In my mind, like, this is my self-doubt talking. This is my, like, Madison talking, but I felt like I would be a better person. A lot of people feel this. They would be a better person if COVID had never came about. And when I came to that realization, this was in the middle of the quarantine, so I think July. Yeah, that summer, July. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is going to work. I really don't. September came, I was in Zoom school, so it was my regular school. It was in 8th grade, but it was in Zoom. I did not know what to do with myself. Like, I really didn't. When school started, I woke up, went straight to Zoom, because, of course, before I would wake up at 6 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m., but then I woke up at 7, school still started at 8, sometimes 7:50, just roll out of bed and open up my computer. So for that first semester, it was just that same routine. Waking up 7:50, turning on my computer. During school, scroll through TikTok. That's gonna change you after a while. Again, I'm speaking for myself. A lot of people went through a lot worse, but personally, it does change you. And for you to be expected to go from that to normality, I say that with quotation marks because this is just not normal. Everybody says, "Oh, COVID's over, da 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 da, quarantine, da 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 da," but we're still going through the repercussions of quarantine. Like, how do they expect us to go from that to where we are now? It's just so fast. And ugh. Anyways, back to that timeline that I was talking about. I woke up, did that. I was so unmotivated, so just famished of life, basically. I was a very social person. I thrived being around people, and of course, I wasn't. I was around my immediate family the whole time. That was, oh, did not enjoy that. But then I found motivation. Motivation. Eesh. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw, I think it was that time, the That Girl thing. No, that came that came the next year. But scrolling there said like quarantine glow up and stuff like that. I was like, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should change my routine and actually just, wake up earlier and do what I did before. Try to find a sense of normality or try to find the light in the end of the tunnel. The tunnel being quarantine. Try to find light in the quarantine. Maybe that is losing weight in quarantine, getting fit, getting healthy, studying, stuff like that, because you have that time to actually do it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. I woke up at 5 a.m., worked out, combed my hair every other day, because stop doing that. I didn't go outside. Why would I need to? And life was really, really great. No, like, it was really, really great. I was studying a lot. I was watching a whole bunch of college move-ins, 2020 college move-ins. Those were, like, peak YouTube. Everybody was doing it, and it was a quarantine thing. So, like, quarantine college move-in, so it was even more popular because it was different. And watch that. That influenced me. What's the word? Motivated me to study more, all that stuff. But motivation is a one-time thing. Soon as you're not motivated, you just stop. You stop doing that one thing. And that's what I did. So I was in quarantine, trying to find the light of it, and I was doing it for about a few months, and I stopped because I was like, what is the point of this? I was boggled. My brain was boggled because I was like, there is no way that I can keep this up. There's no way that I can make quarantine seem all happy and fun by spending time on myself because I'm going to get tired of it soon. So I completely stopped. I stopped prioritizing my work. Stopped working out. Stopped. Ate a bag of chips every other hour. And that's when my slum began. I feel like everybody goes through stages or went through a stage in their quarantine. That's like motivation, having a quarantine glow up, even if it's for like a couple days. I'm pretty sure people went through it. The slum, the self-doubt, there's no way this is gonna end, this is totally gonna end, it's gonna end soon, have hope. Like, I feel like everybody experienced all those at different times, and that was my slum era. Uh, I, this whole time, I'm really just talking about how quarantine had changed us teens, because the slum era for me was me reflecting on how sad I felt for A, not being around anybody, B, spending a lot of time by myself. So there was a whole bunch of me trying to better myself, me trying to figure out what I gotta do with my life, me trying to match this one girl who's doing a quarantine glow up. 3, me still trying to find a normality in quarantine. Or me trying to find motivation that completely just turning upside down because of the fear of this is not going to end. The fear of change. This change was so big and so bizarre. So basically what I'm trying to say is after that slum era, I'm still recovering for it. I'm still recovering from it. And personally, for me, how am I expected to go from that to a regular school and say, oh, there's a humongous fly next to me, oh my god, and say, oh, okay, well, yeah, that totally happened last year, but I'm fine now. I'm really ready to go and see the world. People are excited to do that, so if you're like really ready to do that, that's amazing for you, but how are you expected to do that? So the beginning of ninth grade, this is after quarantine. Ninth grade for me, people my age, they went to regular high schools. High schools were opening up. You had to wear a mask still, but I was trying my very, very best, like I said with my sister, to do the things that I missed out on in quarantine. But because I just came out, I was recovering from my slum era. I didn't. I didn't. It did not end well. I was trying my best to really find a good space for myself, to put myself in a really good mentality, saying, okay, quarantine is over with. I can be who I want to be now because I don't got the weight of quarantine on me. But I tried so hard. I did so much stuff, and at the end I still felt bad and just pushed down because of quarantine. I tried my best to like find a way to just swim out of that tunnel, but because of big slum from quarantine, the depression, I'm gonna say it. I think I went through a depression, like literally from quarantine. It just ruined my whole ninth grade year. I wrote, I started journaling, and I remember reading it, and I was so sad. I was basically like quarantine, it completely changed my mind, completely changed my mindset. I was looking through pictures and videos of me in 7th grade. I was like lively. I posted it a lot on Instagram. I I just felt like I was a completely different person in ninth grade because of quarantine. It changed me because I went through so many emotions, from me being motivated to bettering my life, with the, what do you call it? Saying like quarantine is a good thing because I can focus on myself and not anybody else. So I was motivated, to me coming out of the motivation ending, to my slum era. And it was just sad. Like, I was basically like, there's no way. I'm so upset that this happened to us. Then I kept thinking about all the students who were in regular school. Again, I'm in online school. I just like, how? Everybody goes through different things. They all went through different emotions in quarantine. But people who went through the same as me, or worse than me, because of course, definitely there's people who went through way worse than me. I'm an average teenager, so can't speak too much on that though. But expectations of starting school, starting college and stuff. It was just sad. I closed the journal and just put it away because I didn't want to read it anymore. But this year, I have made goals for myself. Basically, this summer I spent finding peace within myself and the fact that I went through what I did, acknowledging what I did, acknowledging how it affected me and finding a good pinpoint on what I need to do to, again, better myself. I stopped with the motivation. Motivation, like, at some point it ends. It does. I'm just gonna say that. So I stopped with the motivation and I went with the what I need to do. I stopped going like, I need to be motivated to do this. Da, 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 da. No, I took out the motivated. Is I need to. Stop. Not I need to be motivated to. No, it's just you need to. Period. And with that, I bettered myself. I'm not saying I'm better. I am better, but I'm not like the most legit Madison in the world yet. No, I'm not. I'm not that. But um, yeah. So I spent the summer just trying to make sure that next year will never be how it was the last year. So I'm on Notion now. Notion is actually pretty good. You can make a whole bunch of documents, timelines, checkbooks, all that stuff. Like literally can make that. It's amazing. I'm on it now and I made a big spreadsheet of how I want my 10th grade year to look like. And I think it's pretty achievable. I think it is. And the biggest thing that was on there that I thought that would be like, bruh, I'm not going to do this. I'm still in the quarantine mindset. There's no way I'm going to get myself together to do this. Is this podcast. I have been thinking about putting myself out there. I said that so many times in my introduction. Like, I've been thinking that for so long. I've been wanting to do that for so long, and I finally am. Again, I don't like to use motivation as I'm motivated, da 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 da. No, because again, motivation for me, it ends. So this is me saying, this is a thing that I am doing for myself that I should have done a long time ago. I am motivated to do this. I have been, but I want to keep the motivation as best as I can. That's why I'm not calling it motivation, because you got to keep the motivation, and that is so hard to keep your motivation up. So I'm just going to have this as like a thing that I needed to do, a thing that I need to do for myself, because I have been procrastinating so much, and I tried my best again last year to do something. So I did the stunts. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did that. Mainly because people were saying, Madison, you're in online school, you have the time, the world to do something. I'm like, okay, I'll try my best, but okay, whatever. 7th grade Maddie, I don't think she would have procrastinated this too much. She would have procrastinated it, but not as much as I did then. Because I lost so much confidence in myself during quarantine. Like, it is insane how much confidence I've lost in myself during it. I am still recovering from it, but I've decided to actually take advantage of this online school opportunity. I have 2 auditions to do after this. I am ready. I say that not fully saying like that is true. I'm not really, really on top of that, but I am as ready as I'm gonna be. I need to drink tea. I forgot this is right here. When I'm talking about deep stuff, I'll completely forget the tea is there. So I'll be just looking down saying like, oh, right. I'm supposed to be drinking the tea. Hold on, let me take a sip. Ah, yummy. Hey. So that's me. And I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of my neighbor. I'm so proud of Billy at Walmart. Again, this is coming from your average teenager who goes to online school, so it's not that average, but quarantine and COVID, it either changed you or it opened something about yourself. COVID spent, I spent COVID going through so many emotions and I learned so much about myself. It is insane. I can write like 3 autobiographies about myself now. If you saw my feet, I am so sorry. I'm not wearing any socks or anything. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. I learned so much about myself. And I just keep on thinking back, like saying, I am so proud of myself. Like, imagine 7th grade Madison, who just started the 2 weeks, quote unquote, 2 weeks of quarantine, to 8th grade Madison being in Zoom, to 9th grade Madison, to me now. That is the biggest change I have ever had mentally. Because, of course, I look different from 7th grade. Like, bruh, I'm in 10th grade now, but mentally. That is a humongous change because 8th grade Madison, seeing 10th grade Madison doing this, my mind would be blown. Blown into pieces. 9th grade Madison would be congratulating me, patting me on my back, because she knew that she would not be able to do that because she just did not know what to do with herself then. She didn't know what was going on. She was still recovering from quarantine, coming out of that. 7th grade Madison, honestly, like, bruh. Kudos to you, I guess. That's how she would be. Yeah. This candle smells amazing right here. I got it from, actually, no, it's my mom. She doesn't know that I have it down here. It's the linen? Crisp linen breeze. Got from Bath and Body Works. Oh yeah, me and my mom are like addicted to candles now. I have 18 candles in my room. 18 candles. I want more. They're all on my dresser at the moment. I am now a collector. I am calling myself a collector. I spent a lot of money on those, and I plan on spending more. I'm excited for the annual sale. Is there a fall annual sale? Bath and Body Works? I sure hope so. I really do. Or like a school annual. No, they don't have those. They need those. A school annual sale for like schools. So like to just bring the price down. I don't know why they would do it. It's Bath and Body Works, but still. Ooh, this is almost 30 minutes. Okay. Understand last year Maddie, like she couldn't have done this. I'm just gonna say it. Honey, just go away. Like you couldn't have. But I've changed so much. You have changed so much. I'm just quarantine teenagers. Quarantine college students. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna close this out now because I'm sad. Can you hear it? Not really. That's the ice in my matcha latte. Oh no, I got some on my microphone. Oh no! Oh wait, no, it can't go through. I just got this darn microphone. Imagine me breaking the microphone because I spilled matcha tea latte on it. Wait, is the camera still recording? Okay, it is. You know I gotta check on that. That was gross. Never gonna do that again. Thank you for watching my first episode. This is technically my first episode, I guess, of Everything, Anything, and Tea. Hope you enjoyed it, I guess. Oh, I gotta find a nice closing speech for this. Comment down below any more suggestions of any more, what do you call it? topics and what your favorite tea is. What's a better question for the end? Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's fine. Yeah. Comment what your favorite tea is. Mine is green tea. Just gonna keep it classic. After that, matcha tea. Not the latte, but the actual like tea itself. That and um I guess that's it. Yeah. Like, subscribe, please. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go cry now. Okay, bye bye now. Cut the camera.